our bones, but making it come through on the page is a very long process. It can figuring and also just figuring out what one story is about, I think, is very, very challenging, especially in something like memoir, where you're remembering many things from your life, and you're trying to take that mass of life and shape it somehow into a story. And I think that's very, very hard for me. I'm sure many people are much better at it than I am. For me, it takes a long time.
Yes, I can imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, how copious and long your notes must be of these 10 years of traveling that you've done.
I have very few notes, actually. I don't have many notes, actually, but I do have I do have a very good memory. So in that sense, it is.
So this is only really the beginning.
This is the beginning. This is the piece. Yes, this is the piece that's set in Turkey. There are many other pieces. One of the ones set in China has also been written too. So this is the one I've been revising most recently.
That's what I've been. That's what I've been imagining from what you told me.
Yeah.
I'm already sensing a possible short stories and novels from the East African experience, the Turkish experience, the English experience.
Yes.
I'm sure that these 10 years that you've spent looking at the world are replete with pregnant novels. Am I right?
Well, I hope they're replete with at least one,
but
which is the work I'm working
different
toward.
Geographies.
That's true.
They're about different places.
That's true.
So you couldn't possibly put them in a single novel.
Well, thematically, there are many experiences I could put. That's true. But what I'm trying to do is to tie them in thematically on this theme of love, which I think is which is a great theme of my work.
Across the geographies.
Yes, across the geographies. So that again, yes, there are many things I could do, but I'm trying to pull together this one theme in the progression of the work, so that theme creates the profluence and the dramatic arc that I need for the whole work. Yes, I struggle with this all the time. I've struggled with this for years, which is why most of my work, actually, Bloodlines, is from my time in my home, and my first novel, which was all set in Kentucky. And so, yeah, it's a much harder thing. It's been a much harder thing to do. Just as you said, the geographies are so great, the experience is so vast. How do I take that and make it into a book? It's been a huge question for me.
So when African Ascent is going to be honored to invite you again a year from now, what should I prepare for the second interview? What would you like to talk about?
What would I like to talk about?
We have about 5 minutes left. We're ending now.
Well, I hope that the second section of my book, which is not set in Turkey, and I think, and to see how far I've come in terms of finalizing the manuscript would be wonderful.
I think that's what we're going to do. Yes. I promise you, a year from now, when I develop a series, Liberal Arts at Berklee College of Music, Part 2, I'll begin the series with you, and we'll continue where we'll be leaving off tonight. Yes. We're about 3 minutes left.
Wonderful.
At your request towards the end, because you asked me to read something that I've written, I'll read a short that would last about a minute or so.
I would love to
But before we do that, what would you like to say to the audience about writing? We have about 2 minutes.
I would like to tell the audience that if anyone among them, anyone who feels that they would love to write and have never been able to, but they feel, and they don't know that they should. Like, they have this idea, I'd love to write, I don't know how to begin, maybe I'm not really a writer, maybe, I don't know what to do. Most of the thing I would want you to know is to trust that feeling. If you have that feeling, if you have the feeling that you want to write, it's real, it's true, it's yours, it's given to you, right? That feeling, we never have that feeling without being given the ability to carry it off, to pursue it. Again, it doesn't mean it's not hard, it doesn't mean that we won't struggle, it doesn't mean that it will come easily, but that feeling is genuine, and you should trust that desire. You should trust the desire that you feel to do it. And figure out what you have to do to be able to do it. If that's take a workshop, take a workshop. If it's sit around for a bit, sit around for a bit.
Okay.
Yes.
Now to fulfill your request then.
Yes, I'd love to.
I'll read this short which is part of short shorts that are being collected. I was telling Julie
Yes.
that I one day would like to call Ethiopian stories and publish them in a group. So this is just one of them.
This is the short story.
Yes.
Okay.
It is called Blackness. Night after night, she reads the Bible past midnight as the wind gently blows on her aging face. The bedroom light is always on. Often she speaks to herself about many things. God, please take me to where my children are. Day after day, she sits at a corner window in a large kitchen. Her name is Alam. She turned 85 on July 7th, 2009. Her elegantly folded hands rest on her lap. Occasionally, she massages them. The summer heat often lures her into deep sleep. A dark evening is invading the narrow street now, where her daughter's mansion stands. Shadows shift along the silent walls. Memories drift to her through the twilight. Morning comes, and Alam returns to her corner seat. She remembers the time and place of the delivery of her first daughter years ago. Alam had delivered her alone in the middle of the night. She remembers wrapping her with a dark blue blanket and putting her next to her inside a warm bed with brown sheets just bought a day ago. She called her Miracle because she was born under miraculous circumstances. This she tells to friends who ask about the name's history. Darkness now fills the room. Her body trembles when she sees a woman in her 50s with round black eyes and long